When you work in a context of a camp, there are so many events daily that can switch or blow up your brain, especially when you see most vulnerable people among the vulnerable ones. And I remember two very touching moments that I was in a shift at night, and there was a boat arriving with a newborn baby.
Oh.
It was born during the crossing.
It was born on the ship,
on
the boat.
And when we were ready to give them clothes, I have to receive the baby, and there was no there was not a doctor back then. So I had to improvise the care for that baby for a couple of hours until the ambulance could get the camp. So at that moment, I began to understand how difficult it would be that situation, and of course, not having the capacity or the knowledge to cope with that reality. Then is very moving, very touching, very sad, very powerless. So I've been feeling very powerless for a lot of time, for so long.
Yeah.
But then, in another hand, you have the possibility of seeing the power of people coming together. And when that happens, then there is a different feeling. It's that powerless became a strength. And a strength that represents humanity and compassion. And I think that is powerful, very powerful. Then I remember my second event was a child as well, a Syrian family. It was very cold and they were very wet all over, so we needed to run to change their clothes and keep them warm, so otherwise they would get hypothermic. And I was taking care of the child first, and he was grabbing something on his hand, and when I managed to dress him up, he looked at me and he opened his hands and he gave me a little toy that I still have it in my house. It was a little bird. So little things like that are very powerful. It's for a child giving up the toy, a toy that was
the only
thing that had him. I think it's an enormous a way of gratitude. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
So yes, there are many other stories as well that I could tell, but I think this is the combination between difficult and how people can make other person's life a little bit less difficult when there is an honest purpose of help.